r/2XChromosomes. RubGI53 WasFJo7 says. Had a woman doctor for urgent care today. And thought, oh thank God, it's a woman. Over the past 3 years I keep getting an annual sinus infection around this time. I've tried everything to try to prevent them, but with 2 kids that I call petri dishes, it just happens. My husband has had them too. First time he went to primary doctor, which I happen to have the same one, he was prescribed antibiotics. So I go in a couple days later, even though I've had symptoms longer, busy, I had to beg him for antibiotics. I was in tears, because I was so miserable and shocked. The doctor finally said, okay, if symptoms don't improve in a few days, fill prescription. Similar thing happened a few weeks, but went to urgent care, because doctor didn't have any openings. Husband goes a few days before me, he gets prescription. So I finally drag myself in. I get tested for strep/COVID/flu. Husband did not, and same story. Male doctor was reluctant to prescribe anything. I even said my husband was here a few days ago. Same symptoms. He was put on antibiotics. Doctor just ignored that statement, and after going back and forth, wait a few days to fill. If you aren't better, then take antibiotics. Took antibiotics because it didn't improve. My symptoms went away, had a week free, and then symptoms came back, even worse. So I went in today, and luckily had a woman doctor. I didn't have to beg, I didn't have to be in tears, and she believed my symptoms. I just sighed huge relief, because I was so worried I'd have to fight again. I'm just so frustrated. Leading line 2741 says. I had surgery recently, and my anesthesiologist was a woman. In a previous surgery, I told the male anesthesiologist that I get really bad nausea post-surgery. His response was merely, yeah, that happens, and sure enough I got sick. This time, my female anesthesiologist greeted me and asked if I had ever had problems with anesthesia before. I hesitantly told her about the nausea. She said, I am glad you told me, we can give you something to mitigate that. When I came to post-surgery, I wasn't nauseous at all. My anesthesiologist even popped into my recovery room and cheerfully said, see. I told you you'd feel alright. Completely different experience. Yes, there are decent male doctors, but this anesthesiologist was exceptional. Barris LaFontaine says. The anesthesiologist when having my C-section was a man, and an absolutely wonderful person. I was scared to death, and he held my hand through it, and told me in simple terms what was happening. Baby is coming out. Baby is out and everything looks just like it should. Everything is going great. I told him I was starting to feel something, not pain, when I shouldn't have felt anything. He dosed me right back up. Just thought I'd share my positive experience. It happened super fast and husband wasn't there yet. Scadabdoo says. Men always get better healthcare. They get minor surgery, get anxiety and pain meds. Woman gets the same surgery, told to take Tylenol if the pain gets bad. If she does get pain meds, it's for 2-3 days. Men will get a month's recipe. Phonix Rose says. Yup. When my brother and I got our wisdom teeth removed, he got a week script of opioids, and I got sent home with nothing. Thank God both of us are weirdos who just went about our days and hours later with no pain, but it's so frustrating to know that if I'd been in major pain I'd be left with no recourse, especially considering pain meds like Tylenol just straight up do nothing for me. Queetlifter says. Agree. My wisdom teeth were removed with only Novocaine injections, and was told to take Tylenol if my mouth felt sore. My partner got the full works, anesthetic, gas, narcotic painkillers. Arctic Fox 12 says. Oh yeah. Had surgery, had a rare neurological side effect. Mouth and face are on fire and numb, and was told to use Advil. I legit passed out from pain while they were trying to discharge me. So they couldn't discharge me. They gave me morphine, was fine, and was told to go home and take Advil, and they were surprised when I showed up the next day at the hospital, where I was then told to try alternative methods when the Advil didn't work. Didn't ask for narcotics or morphine. Just asked for an alternative to Advil because it wasn't working. I'm supposed to have another surgery and I'm going to cancel it. I can't do this anymore. I'm not spending 2 weeks crying in pain until my pain subsides. Catbite says, in the past I have said, please give me something stronger, or I'm going to head down to Maine and Hastings to find something stronger myself, and it's worked to convince them, Maine and Hastings being the local place where any drug can be found. If they won't prescribe, I'll go find it. I absolutely hate opioids and how they make me feel, but it's the only thing that actually works on me, so if I'm gonna be in pain, I'm gonna go get some. r/2XChromosomes. Quinn says, little brother becoming a stranger to me. I only feel safe writing in this sub about this, but how do I put it? My little brother, early 20s, started following someone whose name rhymes with barfushate and has surrounded himself by not good people ever since he got into uni. Has gotten cold, misogynistic, sneaky, he lies, fights with my mom, has Peter Pan syndrome, leeches off our mom, and doesn't have any generosity whatsoever, material or otherwise. When my mom called a lawyer, my brother said, hope a woman doesn't pick up, nothing will get done, and just now he was in a group chat with friends talking extremely vile things about women. He sneaks out every other night, and sometimes I wonder if he has bravery to not act cool and just be safe. I don't know what Hez up to, in the sense that I don't know if Hez getting himself into deep trouble because of the friends he surrounds himself with. I guess watching my little bro slowly unravel into someone I don't feel comfortable hanging out with anymore hurts a lot. I tried gaming with him yesterday and it was genuinely uncomfortable. Hez just so mean now. I used to be so proud of him, and now I'm just watching this all happen, unable to do anything. I've tried talking to him, but Hez thoroughly brainwashed. He was never popular growing up, and I think he loves feeling seen. No matter who it's from, I don't know if I'm talking to the void or if anyone knows what I'm going through. I'm just hoping he will graduate and meet more mature adults who will give him a reality check when he enters the workforce. Does anyone have any positive stories to give me hope? Or is this it? I love him so much, and it feels like him losing. Paula47 says, it's really a huge problem. It's not your fault. It's not your responsibility to pull him out of this. It might be a good idea to try. I don't know how. Hopefully others here will have a better idea of how to help someone you love and not give him his lost advice. I think family and close people can supersede internet wormholes. At least I hope. Sorry this is happening, and I wish you the best. Late Sound 1326 says, the son of a friend of mine started hanging out in a similar space. What worked for him to get out of that space was when he changed jobs and his boss was a woman that outperformed him in every field, be it productivity, working under stress, or dealing with people. He ended up admitting she became his new role model. It also helped when his mom said, oh, so women are worse at everything. Go do the dinner for me and your dad for a week. It will help you develop some respect, and dad won't deal with your BS. The dad was a contractor when he comes back tired after 12 hours out there, so I think a good starting point is showing him women can be insanely good doing anything. It's usually a turning point when a woman bests a man-child like that, not once or twice, but every single time. Good luck. Not all hope is lost, but it will be hard. Cooperation from male figures could be positive. Father, uncles, grandfather, or someone he admires outside of Andrew Taint's circles, since it could show success from another perspective. Salt Comparison 2575 says, shame rarely changes someone's mind. They are more likely to dig their heels in to protect their ego. Drool the Magnificent says, I'm sorry that your brother is being lured into Tate's misogynistic pipeline. And while it isn't your fault, you may be able to redirect him away from Tate and the incel community if you try. You might broach the subject by letting him know you've noticed him becoming more unhappy and more angry lately. He'll probably vent and say vile things about women. He may also glorify Tate at the same time. Try to suspend your disgust and judgment about his opinion and ask him again what isn't going right in his life. Job woes? Finances? Lack of relationships? More than likely, he's suffering from being lonely and glommed onto Tate as a way to redirect frustration away from himself. This is where you offer to help him or get him some help with dealing with the central issue that drove him to Tate in the first place. Professional therapy can often be quite helpful in altering the thought chains that lead us down the roads to bad habits, but for a lot of men even today, there is a stigma about seeking help for a problem, especially psychological or emotional ones. Tajashi says, he thinks he is ejecting from the Matrix, but he is in Tate's Matrix. Virtual Star says, I think it's possible for some men that age to grow out of it, but if he does it will take years. Gastler Radiator says, yup, my brother was a Trump hat wearing right-winger on a bad path in high school. Many of his old friends never changed, but he found his way out and is so amazing now. It took a few years, but he is my best friend now and just so great. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.